we travel to PSG, the first leg of the last 16 in the Champions League, and this probably could be the biggest games of our season. And we come against a very an unusual PSG side who, let's just say, haven't found their stride this season. To what we've seen last season, they haven't been on their stride this season. Let's just put it that way. They're too easy to defend against, and this is why when the draw was made, the fact that we're playing PSG, I'm like, this is the perfect tie because I feel like this game kind of suits. This game suits us. This type of match suits us because if you remember in the Club World Cup, we beat them fair and square, 3-0, and then we dominated that game. Not only from start to finish, really. I mean, PSG barely had a sniff. Well, they had a couple of chances in that game, but Sanchez made a couple of big saves in that game. But we were winning 3-0 at that point, and we just don't dominate that midfield. That midfield battle, we dominate that midfield. I feel like, look, this will be so this. I feel like tomorrow night this will be so different compared to the Club World Cup. I mean, if we could run it back, we will. But this is gonna be so different because remember, Cole was not there now. He's out injured. But I think this could be the game where we can really give PSG a game now. It is a two-legged tie. We go to Paris tomorrow for the first leg. And I think and you know what? I think it's good that the first leg is away from home because the fact that it's away from home, we got the second leg next week, and we can just go and we can just I don't know, salvage shots, salvage something from the second leg. But in terms of the first leg, I feel that's going to be very, very important because it's not going to be an easy game because even though PSG are not on the usual stride, but they are still a very good side, and they are a quality side. And we know on their day when they turn up big time. So we need to be very wary of the dangers that PSG can threat because they've got good threats. Because they've got the likes of Barcola, Desiree Doué, Kvaratskhelia. Obviously, Dembele's out injured now. And look, they've got good threats. So we need to be wary of that. We're wary of that tomorrow. Of that tomorrow. Now, obviously, we play against. Now, obviously, 3 days ago or 4 days ago, we played against Wrexham in the FA Cup. Also, the likes of Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo, Reece, were all vested. So all vested the same for Chalobah. So and also for Fofana. So you would think the players that were vested for that game will come back in. Obviously Esteban's back in training, which is great. So we're gonna need everybody. Lavia got minutes on his belt, which is good. Usugo got minutes, which is great. And I think the players who are rested will come back in. I think Cucurella will probably start. I mean, of course, I would love Hato to start because I think in the last few games now he's been showing some real promise. I mean, I wouldn't mind Hato starting, but I think in a big game like this, But in a game like this, in a big game like this, it's knockout football. Last 16 away at PSG. I can definitely see Cucurella starting. I think I do in that way. If that kind of makes sense. I think Cucurella will certainly start. And I will go back to the team that played against when we played against PSG in the Club World Cup. I will go back to the team that played against Aston Villa. Obviously, Gusto playing with Reece James in the midfield with Caicedo, Enzo on the 10, Palmer on the right. You can even play Garnacho as well, which I wouldn't be against because look, last 2 games he's been himself. He's been playing well for the last couple of games. So I wouldn't be against Garnacho coming into the start, but maybe we might say Neto should start, but look, so many good problems to have. So, but look, it's the first leg away at PSG, and I think the important thing is to stay in this tie. Staying in the tie is going to be important because we know going forward we know how good we can be, but everybody knows how bad we are defensively, and look, I think it's quite clear defensively we're quite bad. And in terms of goalkeeping issues, who do we put in? Obviously, Jorgensen was on the bench, was rested. Sanchez started on Saturday, so do you go with Jorgensen or do you go with Sanchez? Hard to say, tough to say. If it was me, I'll probably go with Sanchez, just because games like that he will rise for his big games, and then obviously and who knows, what the lineup will look like tomorrow. But we just gotta wait and see what tomorrow pans out. But look, it's a big game tomorrow, first leg away at PSG. Important that we stay in this tie. So we can take it back to Stamford Bridge and hopefully finish the job. And this is only the 3rd time we're playing PSG in the last 16. We played them twice before in the Champions League. This is our third time playing against them in the last 16. So won't be an easy game, but if we can go to PSG and get some if we go to PSG and get a result from the first leg, I'll be like, you know what, fairs. I mean, if we can get a draw, will be a good result. A win will be even greater. Because I feel like this PSG side are easy to get at. Easy to get at. But we've got to be ruthless. But we need to be ruthless, especially when we have the chances, because PSG will allow you one chance, but they won't allow you many. So, which is why we got to be ruthless. But we got to be ruthless in both boxes. So I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow. It should be a good one, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So like, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. Looking for the match review tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Love and God bless.